Welcome. I'm the Deadwood Jedi. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video, and I'm very excited about this one because I was challenged by my chat on stream on Twitch, which I'm on, 3 days a week, 3 to 4 or 5 days a week, depending on how I feel, honestly. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, check me out. You can see the schedule and the links are down below. But definitely come by. It's a good time we have. But I got challenged by the chat the other day, I guess maybe like a month ago now, to build a team for Ultra Nightmare that could 2-key without any counterattack, without Unkillable, and without Legendaries. So, curse them out a little bit, let them know how I felt about that, but we all had a pretty good time talking about it, and I was theory crafting some ideas, and I came up with a team. And so I decided to go ahead and build it, and I actually built this several weeks back, and honestly lost the footage to it. I had the footage of the run, but I didn't record the champions and their builds, and there's no point showing the run without showing the build. So I had to wait, rebuilt it, and so now I'm presenting it to you guys. And I think you're going to be very impressed with it. I know I am. It was a really cool exercise in speed tuning, because in order to make a team like this work, you really have to make sure all the pieces synergize perfectly. And that's what we're working with here. We're making sure that we're using a buff extender. We're actually making this affinity friendly by bringing in Grizzled Jarl to block debuffs. We're staying alive by bringing in ally protection champion in Taragi the Frog. We're getting poisons from Taragi. We're getting decreased defense, weaken, and decreased attack actually from several sources, because not only do we have Suwai in there being our main damage dealer and bringing the weaken debuff, as well as decreased defense, as well as decreased attack, but Taragi brings decreased attack. Grizzled Jarl brings decreased attack. And then Deacon is going to be our last champion, Deacon Armstrong, who's the one that's so key because he enables us to go at a 2-1 ratio. He also brings a leech debuff, so I don't have to worry about putting everybody in lifesteal. We can use gear sets like Stalwart to make sure that we stay alive, not to mention that we don't have to worry about the healing because of the leech. And then the decreased defense is just, it's just candy on top of it, honestly. So between all those 5 champions all meld and work together to perfectly keep our team alive. The ally protection, the increased defense buffs, those are things that are going to let us last for the entirety of this fight, because we're going to have that up for pretty much all the AoEs for pretty much all the champions. The defense levels, you're going to see Suwai is super low, while Deacon is actually pretty high. And of course, making all of this happen is the fact that we do need insane speed. So I am using great gear. I am using great speeds because that's what's necessary for this. But to 2-key Ultra Nightmare without Unkillable, without Legendaries, without counterattack, it takes a lot of work, guys. It takes a lot of work. It takes good gear. So that's what we're using. The one thing we don't have are the great champions. We have good champions, very good champions, but not the best. And so that's the compromise we made, but I'm really impressed with this result. Now, a lot of you are going to have legendaries you can use. You can always substitute those guys in. And a lot of you might be going, well, aren't there other epics we could use for this? And the answer, yes, there absolutely are. And I'm going to actually go over some of them in a Game On video I've linked down below. So I actually encourage you guys to check that out, because it is about the synergy of this. There's some champions that are going to work really well with Deacon, for example, maybe even better than Suwai, honestly. There's other champions that, if you don't care about affinity, will work even better than Grizzled Jarl in this. And of course, there's a bunch of different ally protection champions that all bring their own unique thing to the table. So there's a lot of ways you can go about building a team like this, and I kind of want to cover some of those with you guys there. So definitely check out that link down there. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit longer. It's not an unkillable team, so I am going to show the full run. Obviously, I'll speed it up so it doesn't take forever, but it is going to be a little bit longer. So be patient, stick with me, and if you guys enjoy the music, there's that Soundstripe link down below as well. Definitely check that out, especially if you're like a streamer or a YouTuber or something like that where you need licensed music. It's a great place to get it from. So definitely encourage you to check them out. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. What I'd like to do is, I think at this point, let's check out the build, guys. Let's check out the champions and yeah, we'll do the run. So as you can see above my head here, we have quite a few. That's the team. Those are the 5. That's the team. Now, it is important to turn the team order. I want Sawai to take the stun in this team. So she is going to be a little bit higher. She's second placement, basically, on this team. Now, you can see Godseeker. We're going to go through these quick. Stalwart gear, 250 speed, good crit damage, okay crit rate, decent defense and HP. Nothing super crazy. 3,700 defense, 30-something thousand HP. You can see the masteries there. You know, we got War Master over here, offensive, defensive. I have the same exact masteries on Godseeker, on Taragi, as well as on Grizzled Jarl right there, as you can see. They all have those same exact masteries, which is, I think those are like the tanky masteries, the ones that keep you alive the best. You can see 254 speed for Taragi, good HP, good defense. He's definitely being tanked up. Only 164 accuracy, so he's not going to land as many poisons as I'd like. Would definitely build that up if I could. 279 speed on Grizzled Jarl right there. Only 3,400 defense, 35,000 HP. Does have some accuracy, crit rate, so you can do a little bit of damage and also get some of those debuffs, the decreased attack debuff out there. Here we go with Deacon. Now, Deacon's built pretty well. Almost 40,000 HP, 4,000 defense, 220 speed or so. We are getting that leech, and we are getting that decreased defense. Steadfast to make sure he doesn't take the stun, as well as Sniper and Master Hexer to make sure those debuffs land and stay on. And then very last is Sawai. She's our damage dealer, big time damage dealer. You see the crit rate, crit damage, the accuracy, 201 speed, only 2,400 defense. I hope you guys caught that, just a little over 30,000 HP. And you can see the masteries there, Sniper and Master Hexer obviously, but also Cycle Magic to get those attacks coming up a little bit more often. We want Sawai to take the stun. Even with only 2,400 defense, we want to take the stun. And actually, you might be wondering, how are we surviving? She doesn't have Stalwart gear on. She's not in the defensive tree. How is she surviving with that little HP, that little defense? It's Taragi. The ally protection is the biggest damage mitigator in this game. If you guys don't realize that, know it. Hear me when I say that. The biggest damage mitigator in this game is ally protection. It will keep your team alive. That's why it's so valuable to use when you can. Because of that, you know, we don't need crazy defense on her. She's only taking half damage, and you'll see that she's going to survive. And she, because of her speed in this team, she's going to be the one champion to have ally protection for the entire fight. Now, you do notice we have Godseeker and Neri there as well. She's extending all those buffs. And I suppose before we get too far along, as far as the setup goes, the only thing I did, and you'll have to go back and check this out, but Deacon Armstrong, A1 to start. Otherwise, everybody's pretty close to full auto, right? We use Grizzled Jarl's block debuffs right from the jump. We use Taragi's ally protection right from the jump, and Godseeker and Neri's extension from the jump, and we're right in sync. We basically clicked auto right after that. You can see it's already on right behind my chair there. I can never move out of the way enough. But you can see it's on auto. It's been on auto, so it's a very easy comp to set up and run. Now, this is against Void. Against Affinity, obviously, you have to make some adjustments, especially with Grizzled Jarl, to make sure that we have the block debuffs the full time. But against Void, very, very simple setup. And even against Affinity, it's not that difficult. Now, this comp will do more damage on the appropriate Void, the appropriate whatever Void, Affinity it is. Not Void, Clan Boss Affinity. Against appropriate Clan Boss Affinity, this will do more damage. One, because there's a lot more hits. So Taragi's poisons are going to proc. That's really, really big. That's really the only reason there. But you can see Sawai with that ally protection, as this stun comes in and hits her, she's going to be protected. She's only taking half damage. So even with only 2,400 defense, she's going to survive. It's not going to be an issue for her. And that's one of the reasons why we bring Godseeker and Neri in. Being able to extend those buffs is crucial, and we can block the debuffs with Grizzled Jarl as well. So there's a lot to really enjoy about this team, the way it's run, the way it's set up. Now, Deacon, as all 2-1 champions, have an issue because Deacon's going at a 2-1 ratio, takes a double turn in there, makes it very hard to keep the buffs on. That's one of the reasons why we have Stalwart, one of the reasons why he has the most defense out of everybody on this team. But the numbers I put on these champions isn't crazy. Other than the speed, like the defense, the HP numbers, they aren't crazy. They are attainable. So just know that you can probably do this. And just imagine bringing in some legendary champions instead of all these epics. There's a lot of potential to making a team like this do crazy damage. So yeah, let's go ahead. We can watch this, and I'll take myself out the screen. Y'all can enjoy the music, and we'll come back right afterwards. Enjoy. Turn 52. I mean, it's pretty long time. And you can see the damage is pretty balanced, right? So Wise is doing 9.5. Godseeker is doing the most at 10. Grizzled Jarl 6. Deacon 5. Taragi 4. It's a very balanced kind of approach to things. And you can see how strong ally protection is. It lasted over 50 turns, guys. 50 turns a cap for unkillable teams. At that point, you can no longer be revived. You can no longer block debuff damage or unkillable. Until then, yeah, if we're just doing a traditional team, there is no cap. It's a pretty impressive run. So there you go. That's the team, right? I mean, look, we're going at 2-1 ratio. The speeds are crazy fast. This is not attainable for everybody. But if you don't have counterattack, you don't have unkillable champions, or you don't want to use either one, it's certainly doable to 2-key Ultra Nightmare. You don't even have to use legendaries. Look at that. So it's kind of a cool team. I liked it a lot. I think this is a good example of the possibilities that are out there. There are so many more champions getting introduced in this game. For those of you with a fair amount of them, the possibilities are really endless as far as ways to put them together in a clan boss team. And some of the legendaries that have been released are just super great for this. So definitely lots of possible ways to make combinations and put teams together and have them be successful. If you're looking for champions you can use, like I said, that game on link down below, I'm going to go over a few of them that are great champions that you could bring in for a team like this and have great success. If you're trying to do a 2-1 ratio team, or this team specifically, the only champion you absolutely have to have is Deacon. Or a Seeker, or a Mashal. But you need one of those three, because those are the three that allow you to go to a 2-1 ratio. Now, you do have Godseeker and Neri. That means you don't necessarily actually have to use one of them, because you can go to a 2-1 ratio using a speed booster and a buff extender, or 2 speed boosters if you'd like. So there's a few ways you can go about doing this, but nobody in this team is essential to it working. They're some of the best champions I'd use, definitely recommended champions, but not the only possibilities out there for you guys. So hopefully this was helpful for you guys. As always, if you enjoyed the music, definitely hit that Soundstripe link down below. Much thanks to my Patreons for supporting me and allowing me to continue doing this work. Really couldn't be doing this without them. And yeah, this has been great. Catch me on stream. This is the kind of stuff we chat about, we BS about with each other, and sometimes this is what we build. But yeah, as always, it's a pleasure, guys. Till next we meet, I'm the Deadwood Jedi.